Cryptocurrency market news, the 25th of April, 2026. Trump warns bankers not to block crypto legislation. United States of America spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds pulled in a staggering $1.9 billion in 7 days, led by BlackRock as Bitcoin eyes $79,000. JP Morgan says tokenization could transform fund operations over the next few years. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong revealed that this teenage obsession prepped him for life, the ultimate entrepreneurship game. The total crypto market cap found support at the start of the election pump level and the weekly 200 EMA. This is a pretty key zone for the market on the higher timeframes. The bulls would not want to see this drop below the weekly 200 EMA, with the total crypto market cap at $2.1 trillion. Is the crash for XRP over, or is the price about to rebound to all-time highs? Brazil Bitcoin mining get big bank backing as Itaú bets on Minter. Arve want Arbitrum to release frozen ETH as DeFi United turns rescue into governance. RWA tokenized stocks distributed value added $194 million in the past 30 days. Meta and Microsoft announces over 20,000 job cuts, fueling speculation of a recession in the job market. Will Trump's Clarity Act save the dollar and US digital assets in the leadership race? Shiba Inu burn spikes 673%, but this Dogecoin resistance is an even bigger story. Oil, ETFs, and the TradFi perp land grab. Binance and HIP3 lead $103 billion in TradFi perp volumes this April, driven by commodity hedging demand for 24/7 oil and gold access amid macro uncertainty, by CoinDesk Research. What to know? Binance and HIP3 together account for $103 billion in April TradFi perp volume, 59-41 split, dwarfing rivals like Bybit, OKX, and Lighter combined at $13.3 billion. Commodities dominate at 81% of volume, with energy and precious metals nearly equal overall, but HIP3 skews heavily toward oil while Binance leads in gold and silver. Binance's April 1st launch of oil futures created the first direct head-to-head competition with HIP3, and Binance has been steadily gaining share, hitting approximately 49% since April 9th. TradFi perpetual futures have seen a step change in volume over the past few months, catalyzed by geopolitical events that drove demand for 24/7 access to assets, oil, gold, and equities, that traditional exchanges cannot provide outside market hours. Other CEXs and DEXs have entered the space. Bybit, $2 billion MTD, OKX, $6.2 billion MTD, and Lighter, $5.1 billion MTD, collectively represent meaningful early traction, but at a combined $13.3 billion remain well below the scale of the two platforms driving this market. Commodities account for $83 billion, 81%, of total volume, consistent throughout the month, followed by ETFs at $10 billion, 9.7%, and equities at $9.5 billion, 9.2%. This is a commodity derivatives market at the moment. The primary use case is institutional hedging against oil price disruption and macro uncertainty. Binance launched oil futures on April 1st, and in doing so, entered the one commodity category where HIP3 has been dominant. Up until that point, both platforms were largely serving different underlying demand across commodities. Binance in precious metals, HIP3 in energy. Oil is the first direct overlap. Same instrument, same underlying, and hence, now competing for the same flow. Combined month-to-date MTD oil volume is $42.5 billion. HIP3 at 56%, Binance at 44%. Binance launched on April 1st and averaged 44% of total oil market share across the full period, but has run at 49.3% since April 9th, peaking at 54% on the 17th of April. Given oil represents 55% of HIP3's total MTD TradFi perps volume, it is now the primary competitive pressure point for the platform. ETFs. HIP3's lead within ETFs is currently structural and vastly built on proprietary baskets, XYZ100, SP500. That said, Binance only launched SPY and QQQ 15 days ago, and is already facilitating $17.6 million per day in volumes. And if the oil launch is any indication of how quickly Binance scales new products, the index gap is probably less permanent than the current 96 quarters. HIP3 Binance's ETF perp volume split suggests. TradFi perps fill that gap. If the geopolitical backdrop remains elevated and crypto-native narratives stay muted, the structural case for this product category strengthens further. Traders who want real-time oil or gold exposure during weekend macro events have limited alternatives. As of April 25, 2026, major crypto news focuses on a potential Bitcoin breakout following a triangle squeeze, with CoinDesk reporting high-volume moves indicating a potential major price change. Meanwhile, Regulatory pressures increase, with the CFTC targeting prediction markets, and legal battles continue in New York. Top headlines today, April 25, 2026. Bitcoin, BTC, and XRP. Bitcoin is holding near $70,000, while XRP faces a triangle squeeze near $1.44. Regulatory action. The CFTC is suing to block prediction market activities in New York, and 38 AGs are involved in the Kalshi case, according to the block. Ahrave/Arbitrum update. Ahrave and Kelp DAO are requesting the release of $71 million in frozen ETH. Crypto ecosystem events. Per CoinMarketCal, Nexus Mutual, NXM, is conducting a community staking vote, and Bybit listed the Fluent Network, Blend, tokens. Market sentiment. Crypto markets are showing resilience against geopolitical risks, with strong earnings boosting confidence, note CoinDesk. Upcoming events and trends to watch. Tokenization growth. JP Morgan projects tokenization will drive significant changes in the fund industry, according to the block. Ethereum focus. Traders are closely watching a liquidity gap for ETH at $2,600. Institutional adoption. Reports indicate quiet institutional demand building for major assets, says CoinDesk. New listings. Binance reports new token listings, and CoinGecko highlights emerging projects in the Solana and Ethereum ecosystems.